The POL, or Presentation of Learning, is a presentation that normally students do in the end of a semester or a year to talk about what they learned during this period. I have been doing this presentation since I was in 6th grade in 2021. And by now, I have had a lot of different experiences with it. It has changed a lot through the years. And today, I'm going to talk a little bit about how was my first semester of 2026. I have to start this presentation by introducing myself. As most of you know me, this is me. My name is Maria Luísa, Zona de Andrade do Casale Moreira. I'm set to turn 16 next month, and I have studied harmonia for a long time now, and have learned a lot with all these experiences. This here is my family, which most of them are here watching right now. These are my brothers. Only one of them came, that's Joaquim right there. We have Francisco, who's at school right now. My amazing parents, who I love very much. And that's my dog, Taylor, which she's very cute, but don't be fooled, she can make a huge mess. These are some of the pictures with my friends. I chose them randomly because normally we have to talk about it on the presentation. I've had a lot of cool moments this year with them. I made a lot of new friends actually, which I didn't expect, because I had new friends entering the school like Maria Eduarda and Vitória, but I also have friends who have stayed with me for a long time now, like Ana, who's right there, who I've studied with since 9th grade. And they help me a lot on a lot of different things, not only when I need to have fun, but in class. And I feel like having friends is something you always need, because life alone is just way too boring to be lived. And now I'm going to start talking about each one of the courses I had this year, because every year we have to choose 2 courses per semester, plus language arts. And the first one I'm going to talk about is Basics of Law. So this course, I chose, it's new this year, and I chose it even though I don't intend on studying law for a whole lot of different reasons. First, because I believe it's really important for us to know about the laws in our country, Brazilian law, and a little bit about American law also, or any other law if you need to live outside of the country, because we need to know the rules of our country. And not only that, this course has also helped me a lot in developing the way I argue and talk about different topics with other people. What do I mean? This year, there was a really interesting project that we made, which was the court of argumentation. Each one of us was divided into 2 groups. The class was divided into 4 groups actually, but 2 of them had opposing topics, which they had to argue either against or for, the prosecution and the defense. My group ended up winning because we were arguing in favor that gig workers should be considered all employees inside the Constitution. And even though inside the Constitution this is not right, we used arguments that proved that they had the same rights as those. And developing this critical thinking is very important for your whole life. Other thing that I really liked in this course were the different guests that were called. We had people from CDB, Direito, presenting here about fake news, and we had also a special lawyer, which was Miss Palierakis, which was our teacher, Gabriela Palieraki. I just didn't add a picture because I couldn't find a picture of her to add. But her husband, a lawyer, came here and he told us all the different unhinged stories of his work. I think this course is going to be a lifelong help, even if I don't work on law or direito, or anything related to it, because it helped me develop all those things and understand more of why I can't break laws and how to avoid breaking laws, which should be something easy, but it's a little bit harder than it seems with all the little words between in small lines. I also have the mandatory language arts course. Every year it's really similar. We talk about grammar and different English rules, but I feel like the language arts course has always been a course I really admired and loved, because I love to read texts and to write and to listen in the English language. It's something I have been developing since I was really little, even before I entered Harmonia. And I think that Ms. Peters, which is the one that gives us the course, she managed to make this entertaining and not boring, and managed to make us more interested on things that would seem, well, not interesting. For example, who wants to know about past perfect tense or perfect continuous? But all these are really interesting, and not only that, but how they dialogue with other languages and what they take from them. And there's a big logic behind everything. And also, language arts course is a way of us managing to talk with different people more. On the Brazilian courses, we always get tied up to the same class. And the language arts course is one of those courses where we have a lot of people from different classes coming together and talking about different topics in English. And I think while it can seem not so important, it is really, really important for us to learn how to communicate with different people of different classes, even though we are in the same school. And last but not least, I'm going to talk about the food nutrition course. You're actually my food nutrition teacher, Ms. Camila Stulin. And during this course, we talked a lot about, well, food, nutrition. And I think it helped me on a lot of things on my daily life. Not only my health, that we talked about, because we talked about carbohydrates and macro and micronutrients and how they can change inside our body, but we also made a lot of presentations to fixate about them, and it was one more course that I think really helped me get a grip on how to talk in public. And all of the information that I got in this course just really helped me on different things, like eating more protein because I used to eat too much carbohydrates, or exercising more, drinking more water, because I think I still need to drink more water, but a lot of things that seem normal when in your day by day, but can be severely damaging for your health that you don't realize. Like eating a lot of processed food straight from the bag. It's actually a really, really bad thing that I used to do a lot, and now I do less. And I'd also like to highlight the picnic that we had, which I thought was a really fun dynamic, where each one of us brought a little bit to share during class, and it was a more relaxing class, and it was a really good day, yeah. And now to conclude everything, I'd really like to think about my year as a whole. This is my last year doing POL presentations. This might not be my last presentation, but I think looking back on everything I did before, this really reflects how much I grew and how different I am from the 12-year-old girl who was presenting on the other Harmonia unit. And I think that this year, being so close to the end of school, just makes you stop and think, who am I going to be? What am I going to do with my life? And even though I'm not completely sure yet, all these courses and all this heavier information that I have been collecting throughout the year, it all just added so much to me. And I am excited to see what the second semester will bring, even though I plan on taking more calmer courses, which with less information coming my way, because I think I have so much in the Brazilian curriculum that getting more just seems like it's going to be too much to me. So I need to relax a little bit. But yeah, overall, I think this was a really good term. And that's it.
All right. So, first thing, how do you plan to use the knowledge gained this semester to serve others in your community?
I think mostly both on food nutrition and basics of law, we learn things that are needed for everyone. So, for example, health. It's something universal. It's something that if you have good health, you end up influencing others around you to also do that good habit. And basics of law, and no, at first, when I first entered the course, I thought, oh, who cares about law? But there are so many things on your day by day that you go unnoticed. And when you share that with others, that really helps you be a better citizen and, yeah, a better person.
Okay. And how have you balanced your individual academic goals with your responsibilities to your classmates?
Okay. So, I think that most times when you're in class, you're just focused on, oh, I have to pass this class, I have to pass this class. And sometimes you gain a lot of knowledge that end up reflecting on who you talk with, and who you're every day with. And you end up realizing that classes aren't only about passing, but more about getting knowledge and sharing it with people around you. And of course, respect is also important with all your classmates, but I think most important of all, you need to be able to share this knowledge you gained inside classes, even if it's just a little bit, rather than just focusing on passing.
Okay. Last one. How do the subjects you studied connect to each other, if at all?
Honestly, I think they were really diverse because, for example, the one that's connected the most were language arts and basics of law because, they have vocabulary in common. But I think food nutrition, for example, was a really separated course. It was new from most things I had done before. And I don't think it connected strongly with other subjects. But yeah, I just think it was something different and new that I tried and enjoyed, but not something that connected with the other knowledge I've gained.
Well done.